People at the marina still remember that morning. Not because of a storm, not because of an accident, but because a boat came back alone. On a quiet coastal town in the United States, boats returned every day. Some early, some late. Fishermen knew the rhythm of the sea. Nothing about that morning felt unusual, until someone noticed a white motorboat slowly drifting toward the dock. The engine was still running. At first, people assumed the owner had jumped into the water to secure the rope, but seconds passed, then minutes. No one appeared. The boat gently hit the dock. Inside, everything was normal. Too normal. A backpack lay near the seat. A phone rested beside it. A half-empty water bottle rolled slightly as the boat moved. There were no signs of struggle. No blood, no damage, but the owner was gone. His name was Evan Miller, 27 years old, a local. He had rented the boat early that morning for a short solo trip. The weather was clear, the water was calm. There was no reason for trouble. Evan was experienced, he knew the area. He had taken this route before. So when the Coast Guard was called, they expected a simple explanation. Maybe a fall, maybe a medical emergency. But the GPS told a different story. The boat's tracker showed that Evan had stopped the engine in open water for nearly 40 minutes. Then the engine restarted. The boat turned around, and it came back on its own path. No sudden movement, no panic speed. Just a calm return, as if someone had programmed it. Search teams combed the water. Divers went down. Drones scanned the surface. Nothing was found, not a body, not a shoe, not even a scratch on the boat. Police searched Evan's phone. His last message, sent just minutes before the engine stopped, was strange. "I think someone is watching me." There was no follow-up. Investigators interviewed marina staff. One worker mentioned seeing another boat in the distance around the same time. But no registration matched. No radar picked it up. Security cameras from the dock showed Evan leaving alone. And later they showed the boat returning, empty. Days passed, then weeks. The case didn't make sense. No evidence of a crime. No evidence of an accident, no evidence of suicide, just a boat that knew how to come home, and a man who never did. What police didn't realize yet was that this wasn't the first time something like this had happened on that water. And it wouldn't be the last. The search team reached the shoreline just before sunrise. Police officers, Coast Guard divers, and local fishermen gathered near the quiet dock where the boat had been tied the night before. The water looked calm, almost innocent. Nothing about it suggested that someone had disappeared inside it. Inside the boat, investigators began a deeper search. They found no blood, no weapon, no signs of struggle, but they did find something strange. The GPS system showed the boat had stopped in the middle of the lake for nearly 40 minutes before returning on its own. During that time, the engine had been turned off and then restarted. Someone had been there. Divers searched the area where the GPS signal paused. Hours passed. Then one diver surfaced holding something small and metallic. A necklace, it belonged to the missing girl. The investigation shifted immediately. This was no accident. Police traced the boat's ownership records. The boat was registered to a rental company, but it had been used many times before, always by different people, always returned on time. Until now, security cameras from the dock showed something unsettling. The girl boarded the boat alone, but later footage showed a second shadow stepping onto the dock shortly after midnight. The face wasn't clear, but the timing was perfect. Investigators reviewed nearby road cameras and identified a vehicle parked near the lake for several hours that night. It belonged to a man who lived less than 10 miles away. When police visited his home, he claimed he had never been near the lake that night. But his phone told a different story. Location data placed him exactly where the boat stopped. Under questioning, his story changed, then changed again. Finally, he said one sentence that ended everything. "She asked me for help." The truth came out slowly. The man had been watching the dock for weeks. He knew which boats were rented. He knew which trips were late at night. When he saw the girl alone, he followed her out onto the water, pretending his own boat had engine trouble. What happened next was never fully described. But the evidence was enough. The man was arrested. Days later, the girl's body was found deep underwater, weighted down so it would never surface. The boat had returned because the engine timer was set to auto-return if left idle too long. Technology brought it back. She never could. The lake is quiet again now. Boats still come and go. People still enjoy the water. But no one rents a boat after sunset anymore, because sometimes the scariest part of a crime isn't what you see. It's what comes back without its owner. The truth finally came together when investigators compared the boat's GPS data with marina security logs. The boat had not drifted back on its own as everyone first believed. It had been manually redirected. The GPS showed a short stop in a narrow channel that wasn't marked on public maps. This explained why radar systems never flagged it. Someone knew exactly where to go, someone familiar with the water. Police reviewed older marina footage and found a man who appeared multiple times near the victim's boat days before the disappearance. He wasn't random. He was a seasonal dock worker who had access to keys, schedules, and fuel logs. When questioned, the man denied involvement. But his phone records told another story. He had searched for the exact channel where the boat briefly stopped. He had also deleted messages sent the night the owner vanished. The final piece came from a fiber found inside the boat's cabin. It matched a jacket recovered from the dock worker's locker. Faced with the evidence, he confessed. He had boarded the boat under the pretense of a routine check. An argument broke out when the owner questioned him. In panic, he pushed the owner overboard, believing the water would erase everything. He redirected the boat and set it to return on autopilot, hoping it would look like an accident. He was wrong. The current carried the owner's body to a shallow inlet where it was later discovered. The dock worker was arrested and charged with murder. The boat, once a symbol of freedom, became the key witness. It returned without its owner, but not without the truth. If you found this story gripping, like the video and subscribe for more real crime stories. Thank you for watching.